Alright guys, thanks for tuning in to the video today. I know what you're expecting. You're expecting a tournament video. Well, I kind of want to explain what happened and what led to us doing a recap of the tournament off the water after the tournament. Day of the tournament, guys, we had rain all day. Don't know if you're familiar with rain or water and camera equipment. The two don't go together. So I was unable to film. We would have a spell here or spell there where it would stop raining, but then ultimately it would start raining again. Now, leading up to the tournament, we had an extremely warm week, and on Monday, as you saw in some of the videos, I found a group of fish. And what I was expecting was the fish that I caught in practice were bucks, and they were pulling up. And so I expected the day of the tournament that the females would pull up. So fast forward to Saturday, the day of the tournament. They had a great turnout. This particular tournament was out of Plymouth on the Roanoke. I didn't fish in the Roanoke. I actually ran out and fished in the Chowan. And for the most part, a few key baits played for us the day of the tournament. We ended up coming in with 5 fish that weighed just over 12 pounds, which put us way back in the pack. As a matter of fact, it took over 30 pounds to win that tournament. But anyway, guys, I caught fish exactly how I expected to catch fish, doing exactly what I thought would happen. So start out, the major bait that caught the majority of the fish in our limit was a light Texas rig. And you saw it in the practice video. 3/16 ounce weight, 4/0 straight shank flipping hook, and a black and blue baby D-bomb. That is how I caught almost all of my fish. Throwing it on a 7.4 medium heavy, 20-pound fluoro to a 40-pound braid mainline. And basically, I just flipped this bait around stumps and cypress trees and laydowns. And that's how we caught the majority of our fish on. And I mean, we caught them from the time we got to our spot to the time that we pulled the boat out. I did manage to catch a keeper on a jerkbait using live scope. That fish ended up getting called out later in the day. Now, I did have a few misses during the tournament. I don't know if you can actually see this. I haven't changed it yet, but I hooked into a really good one, probably a 2.5, 3-pounder on the jerkbait, and that fish actually broke the hook off. Now, I don't know how that happened because those were brand new hooks. I put them on the night before. They are Gamakatsus. Have no idea what happened. All I know is that the fish came off and shouldn't have because he broke my hook. And then I did miss a pretty big one, 4.5, probably 5-pounder on a swim jig. Don't know what happened. The fish kind of came out over the log, hit the swim jig and came at me, and by the time I set the hook, she had already put so much slack in the line that I missed. So majority of our work came on that Texas rig, but we did catch a couple of key fish throwing 2 things. Now, I know what you're thinking. When I show you this, you're going to laugh at me. As a matter of fact, I had several people who went by as I was fishing and gave me really strange looks for what I was throwing. As a matter of fact, this tournament took place in February, and it was like a high of 50 that day. But we had a major warming trend the week before, and I caught several key fish that day out of our limit on a prop bait. Yes, you heard that correctly, top water. Several key fish came on a prop bait. Had to fish it really slow, but I probably caught 10 plus fish throwing a prop bait. And my partner, he was just kind of going behind me as I was throwing the prop bait later in the day, and he was just throwing a white floating worm and actually called a couple of times, or once on that floating worm. Now for the prop bait, guys, I was using my top water rod, which is a 6'6" medium. And then for the prop bait, I do something a little bit different. I actually run a 25 or 30 pound leader, short leader, less than a foot, to my braid main line, because if you've ever tried to throw a prop bait on braid, it gets wrapped around. I don't like using the bobber stop trick. I don't like using the stir straw method. I've just chosen to run that short leader. It does not affect the bait much at all. So we caught a ton of fish. We just never ran into the size that we needed. Had a few mishaps. Should have probably had around that 15 pound mark. But when fish break hooks and just come off like they did with the swim jig, there's not a whole lot you can do. So anyway, guys, that is the recap. If I could have done things differently, late in the day, I ran back to the Roanoke, got in an area, and we culled twice. I actually missed another decent one on a prop bait. So I had 3 key misses that day. I probably should have stayed in the Roanoke and fished over there. But, hindsight is always 20/20. And so, anyway, guys, sorry that there's not an actual tournament video. As I said, water and camera equipment don't go together, so I was unable to film. But be on the lookout, because we got an upcoming tournament in a little over a month. And I'm going to bring you guys along for all of those. As a matter of fact, I'm actually going to try to get a different camera angle for you guys for those tournaments. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys here later on the channel.